Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso comes out, World Heavyweight Champion, Yee entrance. Is no one getting bored of this? The crowd bopped along. The crowd said one more time. He did it again, like we haven't seen this 100 times already. Is every Monday Night Raw going to start like this now? Jey set up a feud with Logan Paul last week. Logan's nowhere to be seen, and now Paul Heyman comes out. Okay, so we're just going to move past that. This is getting messy already. We just started, and it's already a mess. Backlash is this weekend, and you're starting a new feud. What's going on? Paul Heyman, great promo. Finally started speaking after the twist at Mania. Only took him 3 weeks. Gave an explanation. Wasn't a good one. It's what Seth was saying in the build to Mania anyway. Punk put me in a bad position. Roman didn't help me when Solo put me through a table. We've heard it all before. Move on. Fine. Then he goes on to manipulate Jey into giving him a world title match with Seth Rollins tonight. And Jey, like a moron, like he's not defending on Saturday, says yes. It's just that easy, is it? It's just that easy. Why doesn't everyone do this then? Why doesn't the whole roster come out and do this? Why doesn't Austin Theory or Ludwig Kaiser, someone who's got nothing to... Anyone can do it then, right? So apparently it's that easy to manipulate the world champion. There's going to be a title match tonight. Then we see Paul, Seth, Braun Breaker backstage. And Braun sounds like he's all brawn, no brains. Paul's talking to Seth about, oh yeah, we've set up this world title match. And he looks at Braun and he says, do you understand what's happening? And he's like, I think so. What? What are we doing? What are we doing? Braun was... He was fine. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't booked to be an idiot. He could speak. He could think for himself. And what, now he's joined a faction. He needs to have extra additional explanations given to him. I think so. What was that? Who wrote this? Obviously, that was just a way to tell the crowd what's going on. Oh yeah, Seth's ready for Jey, but Jey wasn't ready for him. It's the same match, same day, same match. Jey's not going to be right. Okay, fine. You're selling the match, sure. Why did you make Braun look like a goof? Weird start to Raw. Weird. Doesn't make sense. And we have Penta and JD. These two are great. They're not going to have a bad match. It was a solid match. We have the standard Judgment Day interference. We got Finn Balor. We got Carlito. JD, who's in the match. And Chad Gable showed up. Well, Chad is still... Is Chad just racist now? What's going on? Is Chad... What is this beef he has with Mexican? He's cosplaying Mexicans. He's only fighting luchadors. What are we doing with him? Is he racist? Well... And not only that, it was 4v1 and Penta won. What are we doing? We've just made them all look like chumps for one guy. 4 guys at the expense of 1. What? I didn't know Penta... I know John Cena's a champion. I didn't know Penta was one too. He lost his IC title. I don't know. They're trying to build him. He's got no direction. He's just lost the title and he's going to fight JD for like 6 months now. Is that what's going to happen? He's going to fight Chad Gable for 6 months too? What's going on? Doesn't make any sense. Already doesn't make sense. But sure, maybe get Penta's win back, but I don't know why it had to come at the expense of 4 guys. And we have a backstage segment of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. These guys haven't been on TV in weeks. Now, Grayson Waller has a match lined up, and you can hear him, you can see the fear on his face. He doesn't like the sound of the opponent. He's scared. He's scared. And as they were doing, 18 months ago, and then they just dropped it. First of all, how am I supposed to believe they're going to do anything with this? Because they did this 18 months ago, dropped it, left it for a year, and now they're coming back to it. What is this? This ain't long-term booking. This is on-off. This is on-off booking. This is wake up on the wrong side of the bed and then decide what you want to do type of booking. You just remembered today? You just remembered there was something happening there? Okay, so then Grayson Waller pulls Theory and he basically says, oh no, Theory, you do it. Didn't tell him the opponent. Theory gets to the ring. The opponent, it's not Rusev. It's not returning Bronson Reed. Why was Grayson Waller so scared? It was Sheamus. What? Now, when was Sheamus this suddenly terrifying backstage entity? We're pissing our pants because of Sheamus now? No disrespect to Sheamus. So yeah, we've decided to restart this storyline. They had a solid match. Theory got his ass kicked. Theory looked like a crybaby during the match. Mid-match, he was getting his ass beat, and then he said, "Oh, Grayson, why would you do this to me?" Okay, now we're forcing it. It was kind of natural 18 months ago, and now we're forcing it. We're making him look like a baby. What is going on? Theory loses clean. They have a little bit of an argument, Theory and Grayson. The camera's cut to Michael Cole, and they miss it. Great start. Where's the planning? How's the camera missing that? Anyway, I don't know if I'm supposed to follow this or not because they're just going to drop it and then we're going to hear about it in 2 years again. Just end this. Forget long-term booking. Just do it tomorrow. Do it on Smack. Do it at Backlash. Just break them up already. Whether Theory turns face, whether Theory turns and joins Seth, I don't care. Do something. Move on. Goofy. Do you think fans not have memory? Do you think we don't have memory? Stop insulting our intelligence. Do something with this. And we have a backstage segment with the Judgment Day and AJ Styles. AJ Styles shows up, calls Finn Balor Prince, says what's up, little nod to their history in the Bullet Club. Japan, maybe there's something there. AJ had about 3 lines and he messed it up. But it's AJ Styles, he's one of the GOATs, so we're just going to go past that. We're going to brush past that. He can do no wrong. It was along the lines of, doesn't matter who Dominic and Penta win at Backlash, he's going to go for the title straight after. Fine. AJ walks away, and then Dominic asks Finn, "Oh, why don't you take care of AJ for me?" And then Finn gets annoyed at him. Like Finn hasn't asked Dominic to do that when Finn didn't have a title. Pin Balor. Finn's been asking Dominic to do that for ages. And Finn's getting upset. I don't know where they're going to go with this. Either Finn turns heel and somehow Dominic turns face, or Dominic turns double heel. I don't see that happening anymore. I don't think the fans want to boo Dominic too much longer. You've booked Finn Balor into the ground. He's dead and buried. First ever Universal Champion. The Demon. You fed the Demon to the tribal chief. Finn Balor's been pinned into the ground. He's 6 feet under. He's not going to turn face. You can't turn Finn face, so don't try and do that. They're going to try to turn Finn heel. If we're lucky, maybe they put AJ and Finn together. That would be great. We've been saying that for 9 years now. They ain't doing it because Triple H never pulls the trigger. Let's see where this goes. I don't have high hopes. It's probably going to be filler. Let's see what happens. Random segment next. Chad and the New Day. And the New Day say, "Oh, we'd rather have American made come for our titles than the War Raiders." So why? What's Chad doing? Is he going to fight Penta for no title? He's not going to go after Dominic? Now he's going to go after the tag titles that no one cares about? Is he going to go after someone else when he's wearing his mask? We need to do something. This is all filler. It doesn't make sense. We're just doing things for the sake of doing it. There's no direction. So now they're teasing a heel tag team versus another heel tag team. New Day versus American Made. Great. Can't wait for that. Then Becky shows up. Xavier, as a heel, he acknowledges his fellow heel and says, yeah, Lyra's totally wrong for what she did to you. Cool. Becky comes to the ring. Tries to cut a good promo, but the content she was given was absolute trash. She came out and called Bayley garbage about 50 times. Not even joking, 50 times just said the word garbage. What do you do when you take out the garbage? You take out the garbage. Everyone's happy that you took out the garbage. What do you do to the person who took it out for you? You say, "Thank you for taking out the garbage. I took out Bayley because she's garbage." Bailey's garbage and I took her out because I'm the garbage man. You know who else is garbage? This promo is garbage. What is this? Who wrote this? And then she goes on to call Lyra recycling. What? You were moaning about this girl last week. Talking about how much you hate her. You took a moment at WrestleMania. You rock bottomed her into the ground. Manhandle slam her into the ground. One more time. Did it about 4 times. And the best you could come up with is to call her recycling. Then Lyra comes out and then she goes, did you just call me recycling? Well, you're recycling. What? What happened to this business? What we do? Who wrote this? What are we doing here? Am I supposed to buy into this? Am I supposed to buy into this feud? We got two grown women calling each other garbage and recycling. Who wrote this and read this and thought, that's gonna go well? What is happening? Okay, so apparently that's a really big insult now. And to be fair, after they got through that garbage, they actually had a good back and forth promo. Becky was listing her accomplishments, trying to claim that she made Lyra. She said she wouldn't even have a fiance if it weren't for me. Lyra came back, said, you didn't make me. And then she said, oh, you want to list your accomplishments? Oh, first main event of WrestleMania, first women's winner in the main event of WrestleMania, first Intercontinental champion. Ooh, that wasn't you, that was me. Good effort. I think Lyra's doing a good job, given the position. It's not easy to go toe-to-toe with Becky Lynch, especially on the mic. She's been given a rough spot. She's doing well with it. Respect for it. We can finally get some eyes on this mid-card title that's been treated like a joke. There's no contenders. You released a good contender in Dakota Kai. Or at least you can do something with it now. Let's see where this goes. Then we have a women's match, Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky. Why are we burning through pay-per-view level matches on Monday Night Raw? 5-10 minute matches. Io Sky, world champion, doesn't have a bad match. Roxanne Perez just came up, billed as the prodigy, meant to be this next big thing. She's like 22. Last week she fought Rhea Ripley. This week she fought Io Sky. How are you going to build her into a star? Who's she got left now? She's lost to them both now. Now what? What's her first pay-per-view singles match going to be? Io's done, Rhea's done. You burning through pay-per-view matches. What is it? They had a good match. Roxanne lost clean, but she got rolled up. We'll give her that. No shame in losing to the world champ. She shook her hand at the end. Walked out the ring. Everyone thought she was going to attack her. Julia gets Io. Roxanne comes in. They both beat her down. Taunt. End of segment. Mid. Basic. This is basic. You just burned through a pay-per-view quality match. Could have built Roxanne into something. And you just threw a basic beatdown after a match. Well done. Well played all round. Next we have Rusev versus Otis. Rusev just returned after how many years? 5 years to WWE? And he's feuding with Otis. He's a jobber. How am I supposed to view Rusev now? How can I buy into him? You can't win. If you squash a jobber, you squashed a jobber. And if you lose to a jobber, you lost to a jobber. You can't win if you're playing against a jobber. It doesn't work. It does not work. Let alone that. He didn't even squash him. This should have been a squash match. He should have killed him as soon as the ring bell went off. Otis was throwing him around the ring. Otis dashed him into an announcer table. You can't even squash a jobber now? Otis. Eventually, Rusev won. He tried to beat up Otis some more. Tozawa came in. Rusev walks away. Turns around, comes back in, and beats them. Beats them both down. Sorry, is this not the segment we just saw at the end of the last women's match? Same thing. Post-match beatdown. Leave the ring, turn around, come back in, beat them up. Same thing. Recycling. This is recycling. How about that? You're recycling segments in the same match, in the same episode of Raw. What kind of booking is this? This is goofy, man. I can't take Rusev seriously no more. He just returned and he's already facing jobbers. Michael Cole's saying, oh, he's got Otis in the accolade, sending a message backstage. To who? To who? I could put Otis in the accolade. This is a joke. Who's going to take him seriously now? Okay, you beat up a jobber. Well done. Well done. Not the same with Alistair. At least The Miz is a former main event of WrestleMania. Miz has that aura. No matter how Miz has that aura that Dolph Ziggler had, no matter how many times he loses, he's still well respected. He's still a gatekeeper. At least he was fighting The Miz. Otis. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't insult my intelligence. We watch this every week. Oh, get ready for this. Now we have Pat McAfee, an announcer, who's set to face Gunther, the ring general, at Backlash. We got the former world champion for 8-9 months, who was like a final boss type champion. That's what he was meant to be. Held the IC title for 2 years, and now he's fighting a ring announcer. This is how we follow up WrestleMania. This is how we should follow up a trash WrestleMania. Gunther versus a ring announcer. Karrion Kross was right. You're just looking for viral moments. So Pat McAfee comes out and cuts a promo in front of Adam Pearce. And he starts glazing the fans, glazing the city, glazing Michael Cole, bum-licking himself. What? Then Gunther comes out, decent reaction, and then the crowd starts chanting, "You tapped out." Look what you've done. Look what you've done. You got a crowd chanting, "You tapped out" to the ring general. That's not going to leave now. Everyone's going to remember that. Don't insult our intelligence. We watch every week. We remember what we watch. This is what you gave us, and this is how they're reacting. You're ruining Gunther's aura. He tapped out to Jay. People aren't going to forget that. He did not have this aura before. You're meant to build stars. You're not meant to take them down. They're chanting, "You tapped out" to Gunther. This is a disaster. This is a mess. We got bad guys getting cheered. We got Gunther getting told he tapped out. We got people cheering Pat McAfee. These fans are why these viral moments, this goofy booking goes through. Because you're reacting to it. You should be able to hear a pin drop when Pat McAfee speaks. Don't react to him. How are we supposed to buy this? Gunther beat Randy Orton and demolished him in Berlin. That was the last time Gunther looked strong. And now we're supposed to buy him versus Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee tried to give like an underdog against all odds promo, talking about how, oh, he's going to be underestimated. Oh, he put his name in the same sentence as Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. He said, "Gunther, you lost to Jey, you lost to Sami, now you're going to lose to me." What? You're now comparing yourself to guys who've been in the business for 20 years? What happened to this business? How am I supposed to buy this? This is not believable. This is goofy. How am I supposed to believe this? At least, thank God, Gunther turned around and he said, "Yes, I will give you my full focus. I'm going to give my full focus when I maul you. And I choke you out. And it's going to take God, the mercy of God, to take my arms off your throat." That's what Gunther should be all about. Same thing as Rusev Otis. Is it really going to matter? If you win, you tapped out an announcer. What does it matter? What aura do you gain from that? You just look like a bully. Which is fine. You get some heat for that, but that's not aura. You lost the world title. You need to come back and take out Cena or something. And now you're wasting. You just lost the world title. You ain't mentioned losing the world title, and now you're hung up on an announcer. You're ruining him. Look at my lips. You're ruining it. What are you doing? So apparently Gunther don't care about the world title anymore. Ring general, ring sacred. Apparently this ring general wants to beat up announcers now. That's his new gimmick. Sure. This should be a squash match. This should be uncomfortable to watch. There should be blading. Also, last week, Pat McAfee, when he got choked out, He was doing his Pat McAfee show the next day. What happened to this business? Kayfabe is dead. Kayfabe is dead. He was going purple when he was in the sleeper hold. And he was doing a YouTube show. He talked about it for like half a second. He's like, oh yeah, I just come out of the hospital. And then he just acted his normal self. Sell the injury. Come on, man. This better be a squash at Backlash. And I better not see Pat McAfee. I bet you better sell it for weeks. For weeks. Don't insult my intelligence and show up the next week. And now we're down to the main event, world title match. Seth, Jay. Now this was a good match. Back and forth, a few near falls. We had, speaking of no selling, we had Sami Zayn come out. He got speared into oblivion last week. He came out with a couple bit of tape on his ribs. That doesn't sell nothing. You got a bit of tape on your ribs. I know that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything in real life. He got speared into oblivion and then curb stomped, and he just showed up the week after like nothing happened. Started laying the smackdown on Bron Breakker. Don't insult my intelligence. Why do things if things don't matter the week after? This is a weekly show. Things need to matter. Things need to carry forward. Sami Zayn comes out. They will fight. Braun hits a spear and Jay on the outside. The ref doesn't see it. Braun throws Jay into the ring. Seth's going to the pin. Out comes CM Punk. Where were you last week? But CM Punk's the GOAT. He can do no wrong. CM Punk comes in, goes straight for Seth, punches him up, hits him with a chair. Main event world title match ends in a DQ. Okay. Looks like next time they announce a world title match on Raw, I'm not going to care. How stupid I am for caring about a world title match on Monday Night Raw. I should have known this booking was going to happen. Ended in a DQ, nothing of significance. And now we're back where we started. Potential tag match, Seth and Braun. Instead of CM Punk Roman, it's downgraded to CM Punk Sami, but I guess that's where we're going now. WWE has a part-timer problem too, because Punk wasn't there last week. Roman's not going to be here till June. Who's left? There's no star power because you ain't building no one. Gunther could have been one of those guys with that aura. He's fighting an announcer. People aren't selling injuries. People are winning 4v1 battles. And somehow they don't look like a star. People are being made to look like goofballs in backstage segments. I don't know, I think so. What was that? Chad Gable, directionless. If we have a part-time Roxanne Perez burning through pay-per-view matches week after week. If we got a part-timer problem, we need to build new stars. Theory, babyface turn being teased for 2 years. Cody's away now. He's not a part-timer, but he needs a break. He also needs a break because you got to keep him away from TV because you ruined him. They're going to boo Cody Rhodes. If they start booing Cody Rhodes, that's because of your booking. The only big star you made, you ruined. You better hope they don't boo him when he comes back. It is goofy, man. Stop insulting my intelligence. We've got people calling each other recycling. We've got people calling each other garbage. This is garbage. This whole show is garbage.